there! You're welcome. This is Edu Tips. In today's video, we'll be talking about 7 things that make men disrespect women. These and many more are offered in this channel, so to get notified, please click that red subscribe button and be among the first to know when we upload amazing videos like this. Now let's get started. To love is like being blind. Red flags can go unnoticed when someone is freshly in love. What if he treats you disrespectfully or insults you? You persuade yourself that it must be an isolated incident. He may have snapped at you because he was under stress. He didn't say that, and then he apologized a lot because everything else in your relationship is so ideal. You also want to trust him? Is that true? The isolated incidents start to happen too often over time, and the indications of disrespect from your man, start to mount. You could start to feel disrespected in the relationship. At that point, you begin to believe that you had been ignoring the symptoms of disrespect in your relationship all along. We get a lot of questions concerning disrespectful relationships, and often the spouse who feels belittled finally considers abandoning the relationship. Some partners even go through with their choice. Keep in mind that every couple will have disagreements and disputes, but the best way to preserve your relationship is to resolve them appropriately. There is no justification for a guy disrespecting you that is acceptable. You should never put up with feeling mistreated in a relationship because it destroys your sense of self and self-worth. But the issue is that it is not always simple to identify a man's disrespectful behaviors for what they are. We are here to assist you in recognizing the warning signs and discovering the greatest course of action in this circumstance. Simply put, a foundation of mutual respect is just as important, if not more, than love to establish a tranquil and successful marriage. A disrespectful spouse may sabotage a relationship's positive dynamics. Even though the man may say he loves you, and you know he does, if he doesn't respect you, he is unworthy of your love. Respect in a relationship requires listening to the other person, even if you disagree with them, and then expressing your own opinions. Respect does not exclude having disagreements. It entails having a mutual understanding that prevents disagreements from sabotaging the relationship's good conversational flow. Even when they are unable to comprehend one another's point of view, both partners should be able to understand one another and refrain from imposing their ideals, and then pick the next step based on a consensus conclusion. This is the key to enduring, fulfilling partnerships. But when a guy disrespects you, he often regards you and ignores your viewpoints, demeans you in discussions, and speaks to you in a manner that makes you feel insecure. In the long term, this may be quite harmful. Because of this, respect is an essential component of a complete and healthy relationship. How, therefore, can we prevent disrespect? By being aware of the mistakes you're making as a woman. 1. Have self-respect. This is not at all the same as loving oneself in any way. Setting high expectations for yourself and making decisions that don't disrespect the life or the person you want to show that you respect yourself. For instance, getting intimate on a first date or getting married is disrespectful. 2. Act feminine. Feminine women are respected by males. That doesn't mean you can't be smart, diligent, or even athletic. Simply said, you have to let guys treat you like a woman. For example, open the door for you, pull out your chair, walk on the outside of the street, pay for things, etc. Men like being the male in a relationship and pursuing women. The feminine brings out the macho in males, and there is a polarity between the masculine and the feminine. 3. You should be completely honest. If a guy doesn't trust you, he wouldn't respect you. Avoid lying and presenting oneself in an unflattering manner. 4. Recognize the influence of your words. When men are reprimanded or treated with disrespect, they become scornful and do not reciprocate with respect. Always act with goodness and love in your heart, and you will get the same in return. 5. Assume charge. Men still have the misconception that women aren't as competent as they are in all areas, including DIYs, driving, and sports. Instead of sitting around and letting folks criticize you, take the initiative and decide to prove to them your strength. If you first demonstrate your skill to them, they wouldn't be able to doubt it. Don't be frightened to assume leadership. Do it yourself instead of waiting for your guy to replace the light bulb. Yes, it's a minor thing, and it shouldn't matter that you can't do it, but every so often, some guys need to be reminded that you're a strong, competent person. You may start working on DIY projects around the house. Watch some YouTube videos, or look up instructions online if you're not sure for sure. Your knowledge and abilities will wow your spouse. 6. You gave it up easily. No matter how special you believe he is, I can tell you from experience that if you sleep with him too quickly, he won't respect you anymore. Period. Story over. The concept that if it's special, you can sleep with him sooner rather than later is by far the most prevalent myth I have to dispel for the women I train. You may merely disregard caution and against your better judgment fall asleep immediately. After all, another slut will hit this guy if you don't, and she will prevail over you to obtain him. If you want to have a chance at having a normal relationship in the future, stop thinking in terms of scarcity. Yes, he was capable of doing this, but if he chose to run off with the first simple lay, he was never the type of person you could rely on or connect with. This is my message to all women everywhere. Protect your worth. If you want to be appreciated, an easy victory is not respected by anybody, particularly guys. What would spur football players to pursue and win the Super Bowl if they all received championship rings for participating in the season? Nothing really. We're driven to pursue, overthrow, and maintain that which we do not have, a guy said, or anything that seems precious due to its rarity. And sure, as archaic and unfeminist as it may seem, a guy may esteem you in part because of how easy he perceives you to be. You're going to hate this, but I used to hold back on ladies. Yes, I used to be the one applying the brakes back then. Because of this, almost every woman I was seeing had to try even harder to get me in the bed. Manipulative? Well, if I had been doing it to achieve that goal, it could have been. However, I wasn't. I was acting in that manner because I was aware of my desire for respect. Since I wasn't easy, I would take great care to make wise decisions. I implore you to follow suit. 7. He is aware that he has won you. This one-sided compliments. Number 4. A man will put your relationship on autopilot if he knows you're in love with him and you've already invested in it as a relationship. In other words, if he feels that he has already gained your favor, he just won't try as hard. Once you begin to wonder where this is going, that is always a solid sign that she's in love, after you've had sex with him. When you had set several plans for the future and you consistently let him know he's a part of them, when you begin to worry about his feelings for you with him, and so forth, you probably already know when you behave in ways that diminish your worth in his eyes. Don't you think? We all appear to be aware of when we've erred by prematurely flashing our cards. Even men are aware of this. Keep him guessing what he's doing to insult you, but don't lock him down too quickly. You see, getting a guy to commit is difficult if you don't understand how he thinks. You can win a guy over, however, if you understand what he wants and make him prefer one woman to another at all times. And that is all for this video, guys. And hey, have you subscribed yet? If not, please do so. You seriously don't want to miss our upcoming uploads. We make research on great things you'd love to know about, and also, your opinion matters to us. Let's know what you think about this video or things this video have encouraged you to do. We'd love to hear from you, and click the like button and share the video to people you care about. Thanks a lot for watching, and bye for now.